Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get on up in here. Get on up in here. Live and direct. Savage Sports Fan. Please like, share, subscribe. We're a new channel trying to get it up and going. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Drop a comment. Let's get this thing going. Listen, this is going to be a different video. I am going to talk about and do a breakdown of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders being grossly underpaid, and the Deion effect is real, very real. How Deion Sanders in less than 1 year, has doubled, quadrupled, and boosted the economy for the Colorado Buffaloes, as well as some of these other teams. Listen, let's just start with the ticket prices. Let's just go here. 1 year ago, Colorado football, their tickets was going between $45-$60. Listen, they were 1-11. You couldn't charge a lot of money for a team like that. Let's just keep it real. But listen, let's look at the ticket prices. Let's go through here. I've been going through all their ticket prices all day. I've been pulling data and research. I've been putting my information junkie hat on. Listen, USC. If you want to be on the Deion Sanders side of the sideline, some tickets are $2,300, $1,900, $650. Listen, I wonder what those ticket prices was going for last year when USC was playing that 1-11 team. It wasn't $2,300, $450, $600. Listen, Colorado, they playing Colorado State next week. Those tickets have doubled, if not tripled. So if you are, listen, let's just take a break for a second. Let's just think about something. Like I said a couple of days ago, if you are a struggling football team, we could take the TSU game and let's just look at from a business perspective. That TSU, the viewership was, let's just be generous, let's just say 500,000 people watched their games until Deion Sanders showed up. Deion Sanders shows up and your viewership is 7 million people. Think about that. The advertising, the commercials for those games, the local commercials for the TSU game, if you were charging $250,000 to $500,000, now your viewership is Super Bowl number, like Super Bowl type, not grand Super Bowl numbers, but you're getting 7 million viewers per game when they play this particular team. What are you going to sell your ad rates for? If you were selling your advertising for that game, $250,000, $500,000 for the first slot, now you have 7 million people there. From a business perspective, you have, listen, the game is what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? You're selling a lot of ad blocks. Last week, Nebraska didn't have the greatest quarterback. They don't have the greatest team, but their average, Nebraska's still in Nebraska. They probably can pull 600,000, being generous, people watching their game. They got over 10 million people watching that game last week. The Coach Prime effect is so real. Think about the Uber drivers, the hotels, the flights to come to Colorado now. It's unbelievable. These ticket prices for the Stanford game. The Stanford game, $500, $700, $1,500. This is a college game. College football. NFL prices game. The Cardinals out here getting $60. Arizona Cardinal getting $65 for a ticket. The Raiders, $193 to walk through the door. Look up the Raiders. We could look up the Raiders. The Raiders nosebleed is $193. Deion Sanders, they're charging people. Well, he's not charging people, but they're making $2,000, $1,500, $1,200 per ticket. But you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It is a tremendous boost from $45 a ticket last year to $2,000, and they're selling out. So yes, the Deion Sanders Coach Prime effect is real. If you just think about, for the other side, all the other teams that struggle, get their recruits seen, to get their coaches seen. Now you're gonna circle Colorado on your schedule every season. You're gonna look at, as long as Deion Sanders is there, because that's gonna be your money. You play him 2 times, so that's gonna be your money games. That's where you're gonna put your best foot forward. You want to play, even if they're not winning. It's just the attention that he brings. The attention that he brings is just is unbelievable. And the season, we're not even halfway there now. So I'm seeing that they're selling out everywhere. They're the cover story, and we're just getting started as far as the finances. What is he making? $5 million a year? These commercial blocks, they're charging double and triple for these commercials to air their game. As far as you having ad space on these commercials, like I said, you might be looking at the very first coach that can generate billions for these programs. That's not the Uber drivers. That's not the hotels. That's not the flights to come to Colorado. That's not the Grubhubs, the Uber Eats, and I said the 304s. Yep, they got to work too. Like I said, he's doing so much for everybody. And let's just be honest, it's a big fight happening in 2 weeks with Canelo. The boxing world is going to go to that fight. But you know what's not happening? The casual fans are paying attention to this Colorado football program versus this boxing match. The boxing match is going to be the boxing match. They're going to get all their fans. They're going to do. But the casual fans is what they kind of like make their bread and butter off of. But Colorado being on the front of every newspaper and every story and every vlog, and people making videos, hate or love Deion, Jason Whitlock's clown self. Deion is grossly underpaid. Grossly. When you look at the first 5 games, they got Stanford, Oregon Ducks. They had Nebraska. TSU was there. And then USC. The ad revenue that ESPN and these local outlets for broadcasting his games, the advertising spots that they're going to command. I'm just saying, we could just take the first 2 games. What was those ad spots going for? What are they going for? Now, what are they going to go for? When you look at that, like I said, that USC game, what are they going to sell their commercial spots for? That first spot will probably go for $5 million, $4 million, because that's going to be 15, 20 million people watching that game. Win, lose, or draw, if they got a perfect record or not a perfect record, people going to see if they can measure up to the number 5 ranked football program in the country. So what are those ad spots going to go for? If they were getting $1.5 million before Deion got there, and they bring in 20 million eyeballs, 2 hours, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, is a walking Super Bowl for these teams. He's not bringing 100 million views. No, but what I'm saying is he's the equivalent of the divisionals. He is the big fish. Shout out to Errol Spence. He is the equivalent big fish. We see what's going on in Alabama. Karma's a B-I-C-A-C-H. But Deion is it. If you just look at the first 5-6 games, the money he has generated for these television networks and these YouTubers and bloggers, and he's only getting $5 million. They probably don't make $50 million already, $60 million. They got another, 9 games, something like that, 10 games, something like that. Grossly underpaid. The Deion effect, Coach Prime, is 100% real. Please drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. New channel, trying to get it up and popping. Let me know. Even if they go, I don't know, if the injury bug doesn't hit, like I say, injuries hit any team. If they can stay injury free, they'll have look, they've already won. He's already doubled the wins. But the money he's generating for this school, he's only getting $5 million. I don't know what his endorsements, his sponsors, I don't know about that. but just his straight salary, his bonuses. Deion could command $20 million a year as a coach, maybe 25. He might be the very first football coach in college that can command $50 million a year. Yeah, from $5 million to $50 million. If he continues winning and bringing all these eyeballs, Deion Sanders can ask people for $45 to $50 million per year to coach their program. They're going to have to get him up out of Colorado to get him to the NFL. He's going to need NBA type numbers to get him up out of there, to come to their program, because he's going to bring everybody with him. And people going to tune in just to hate on him. People going to tune in just to watch him lose, but people going to tune in. And you're going to have to pay him. That's all I have. Savage Sports fan. Thank you for the support. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Until next time, I'm out.